YouTube, Siegfried True Lane here, and today we're going to be doing a different kind of video. I thought this would be kind of comedic. This is for the Final Fantasy XIV fans that I have out there, or anyone who plays Final Fantasy XIV and might not be familiar with WoW. This is what we're going to do is we're just going to go through the WoW forums, and I mean I've looked at these a couple times, and they're pretty. I'm not gonna lie, man, they're pretty damn funny. Like the hate of Final Fantasy XIV, not to mention like the toxic and the points that they point at. Anyone who plays Final Fantasy XIV knows is complete BS, is quite hilarious. Not to mention how often it gets mentioned on this forum, and some of the myths that these WoW players have about it. This might also explain to some of you why it takes WoW players so long to come into 14. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of go down and just find anything that mentions 14 and just take a quick glance at it and see how many times it comes. So right here, here's number one. Final Fantasy, here we go. Already marked as inappropriate. So, alright, here we go, let's see. Slow, horrible early game grind. Okay. If you've played World of Warcraft, then, and this is coming from a lot of ARR players who came from World of Warcraft or are playing ARR right now, it is not that grindy. A lot of them have said it's not that bad, especially compared to classic WoW. And to be perfectly honest, right here in the very first one, this is a guy who is literally just spewing the same crap that gets spewed all the time. Right there. Slow, horrible early game. That is what Final Fantasy XIV players play who never played World of Warcraft at the beginning and played Final Fantasy XIV back when it was way more grindy. Back when you got level locked between quests, story quests. Dude, Final Fantasy XIV era is not that grindy anymore. I'm sorry. Anyone who keeps still saying it's grindy is, I mean, it's not. That's stupid. Let's see. Cringe story and characters I didn't care about. All right. Well, obviously this guy did not get past ARR because the fact is the story is. Dude, I mean, oh, come on, man. You cannot say any Final Fantasy game has a cringe story. If there are two things that the Final Fantasy franchise does well, it's story and music. And if you say either of those are cringe or don't well, then dude, you either you've been skipping the story, or you haven't played it, and you're just saying the same crap about the music. And again, these are just same things that you hear the high-end WoW fanboys spew about Final Fantasy. And to be fair, there are plenty of Final Fantasy fanboys who hate on WoW for no apparent reason either. Let's see, hates it when the game makes you the goddess, hero, champion, savior of light, and all that is justice. Okay, so obviously he has no idea what the Warrior of Light is, nor the fact that there is more than one Warrior of Light, and yet again, just spewing the basics he would learn from hearing from other people. Let's see, it really takes me out of it. I know WoW is kind of a does it, it's usually why I play Classic, but with Final Fantasy XIV I feel it's more in your face. Yet again, proof he did not play it. Because in the very beginning of Final Fantasy XIV, you are not the Warrior of Light. You're not. You don't really become the Warrior of Light until you have slain all the primals and gone against Weapon and actually fought the Ancient. That is when you become the Warrior of Light. And then, at the end of ARR, you lose that title. And the fact that he obviously hasn't figured, I mean, he's calling something that actually happens later in the story, when you can tell from the first part of his paragraph, if he had played the game, he never got that far, just as proof that this guy never actually played the game. I just find it, like, it's really funny. And again, first of all, he's on a WoW forum. Why is he posting Final Fantasy XIV hate on a WoW forum? Like, I'm going to check the Final Fantasy XIV forums later, but I would be surprised if there's anybody posting WoW hate on those forums and hating on a WoW. This just shows that this guy knows his game is crap at this point in time and is trying to make his game seem better by calling a far superior game at this point in time crap. I'm trying to RP a morally gray character. Dude, this isn't D&D. It's not D&D. And again, they don't like. They don't constantly remind you that you're the Warrior of Light. They remind you that you serve, I mean, first of all, why would you play a Final Fantasy game of any type and try and be a morally great character? You're always the goddamn Warrior of Light. That has been the same for almost every classic Final Fantasy game. A few have changed it. 6 changed it, 7 changed it, 8 changed it, 9 changed it. So 1 through 5, that's what you are. And to be perfectly honest, even in the later ones, you're still the goddamn hero, dude. It's so stupid. There's no choice in the story either. That's because it's a story, dude. So, like, it really feels like this guy doesn't know what a story is. And then, of course, no more confliction. The politics are black and white. Good versus evil. Mostly very pretty cool stuff. Again, this guy has no idea what he's talking about. Because if any of y'all played Shadowbringers, you know that the story is not black and white. And so this guy is like, obviously you can tell he hasn't read it. The next comment is so freaking hilarious. The music sucked too. And the music is weeby. This just shows the guy, first of all, has no idea what the word weeby means, and cutesy. He has no idea what cutesy and weeby means, because, number one, it's not weeby. And if you listen to the majority of music is English. There are a few Japanese tracks in there. Tsukiyomi, I think, is the best because it's English and Japanese. Shiva's theme is English. And, in fact, the Primals, they sing in English. Weeby? When is heavy metal weeby? When is classical music or instrumental music weeby? Again, this guy, just every single comment proves that he did not play the game. Sure, he looked at it. Maybe he saw, he's seen videos on it, obviously, because he knows the races, but he doesn't even, come on, all the races are the same thing, too. Because they're bipedal, they're the same thing. You have your humans, you have your elves, you have your cat race, okay, yeah, they look like human with cat ears and tails, but they're, honestly, if you've ever looked carefully, there's some pretty big significance. Number one, they don't have human ears. Those are their ears. Unlike when a human wears cat ears, you can see their real ears, those are their actual ears. They're not that very different, but the auras, saying that the auras look anything like any of the other races is stupid. Comparing the elves and the humans is stupid. Like, elves are humanoid races. WoW has the same thing. WoW, you have person, big person, blue person, small person, smaller person, person who can turn into a werewolf. Wow. So many damn classes in WoW. Oh yeah, then person who has cow hooves and horns. See, you can say the same thing. I would give on the Viers and the Mikotes aren't the most unique. But to say that they're all the same is stupid. They're not. You can't compare humans to gnomes, and you can't compare the Hyrs to the Lalafels. And at least Final Fantasy XIV does give them different names than your basic names. Talks about the class system, but takes forever for the comp to start ramping up. Again, that's not really that true. And again, you just gotta look at real people and who've played this game, who are WoW, and they'll tell you right now the combat system, it wasn't that bad. Not as bad as we made out to it. And this right here is complete bull, telling us that he completed a Realmsborn and Heavensborn, and the story didn't captivate it like they said it would. This guy skipped. If he played, he skipped everything. But the fact that he has so many parts of this that are obvious just hate on WoW, my biggest point after reading this is that he went into WoW wanting to hate it. He went into WoW wanting to prove to himself that the game sucked. Well, guess what, dude? You go into a game thinking it's going to suck? Holy crap, it sucks. And if you want to sit here, like right here, talking about how the fanboys, fanboying over cult-like mentality, dude, have you not looked at all of the freaking people coming into 14 from WoW? Like, this guy's a complete idiot. This guy is 100% complete idiot. And I like this one here. I'm sure everyone on WoW forum is ready to hear your review of a game that isn't WoW related to WoW. Anyways, I love that. This one is bullshit. I agree, but WoW is not perfect as well, but competitively WoW is way better. No. just because WoW might have a slight increase in subs at the moment, a slight is in more than that when you include Classic, which that's two different subs. If you're gonna do Classic, then we should count Final Fantasy XI personally, because that's two different games. I'm sorry, counting WoW and WoW Classic is not the same, because there are plenty of people who play WoW Classic aren't playing WoW, so you got to count them separately. So if you take just base retail WoW versus 14, it's losing. It is losing, and the fact is, more and more people are leaving WoW, coming to 14 and being like, wow, this game's actually pretty fun. And it doesn't even take that long for the game to be fun. It really doesn't. Because 14 is a game where you waste your time, and you guys are all 14 players, you know that shit. And like this one, I mean, is like perfectly legitimate. Like this is exactly the main point. People talking about how it takes them way too long, man. They're just not trying, and it's ridiculous. And this is with Asmongold reading the quest, by the way, reading the quest, taking the time to read the story. He's doing a great job. I'm really happy with him, and I really appreciate. I really like how he went into it, and actually went into the story with a mindset of I'm going to enjoy this, and so far he has. So let's go to another one, because we can pretty much tell from that guy's content, that his posts, that he's never played the game, and he's just shit talking on the game because he wants to try and make WoW seem so much better. Let's see what is. I want to go to specifically mention Final Fantasy XIV. All right, here we go. I have to go switch to Final Fantasy XIV. Let's see what this guy says. 200,000 viewers on Twitch, more than all WoW streams combined. GG uninstall. That's pretty funny, actually. Why was this considered inappropriate? Dude, that's hilarious. That guy obviously didn't like it. Most toxic streamer left WoW. Look, man. It's really funny, because I think it's like, at first when I started watching Aspen, I'm gonna be honest, I was I didn't care for him, because I felt like he was making opinions on a game he hadn't really tried, and his opinions, honestly, to be perfectly honest, what he said was completely xenophobic, 100% xenophobic. But I've been watching him, especially after watching a different YouTuber who told me to give, kind of mention things. I've watched him a little more carefully, really liked him. And I do feel he's quite fair. He doesn't have to enjoy the game, everything in the game. He doesn't even have to enjoy the game. But he's giving it a real shot, even with all the crap that's going down, which I'm going to make another video on after this. And I appreciate that, And the fact is, dude, I don't know what other games have the actual term WoW refugees. But we're in the third wave. And so if any of you guys are WoW players, we're in the third wave of WoW players coming to 14. It's so funny, man. Like, the most toxic WoW, dude, this guy's not the most toxic streamer. He's not the most, well, I don't know, maybe he's the most toxic streamer, but I even doubt that. The fact is, dude, his toxicity, I can handle. The fact is, he doesn't sit there and take crap, and the fact is, that's really dumb. And it's really funny when, and to be perfectly clear, the people in WoW need to stop freaking out. He's not quitting. He's just trying a different game. And if he does quit, if he does quit, that is going to be really bad for WoW. I don't know. He might. After one of the managers called him an asshole, he probably would quit, to be honest. And I do dude, and I do get in more now if comedic. I have actually, I'll say one thing, when it comes to something serious, he's very, very realistic on it, and I really like that. I actually have a lot of more respect for him now that I've been watching him. Oh, man. Man, this is funny. Like, dude, you get the old WoW players who are actually like, and this is what people don't understand. Final Fantasy players who play Final Fantasy never touched WoW don't log into here. They don't even really know these forums. And so you're getting these are players that have actually played WoW. You can tell because he has an actual warlock at level 60. You know, which is really funny actually. All right, let's go find another one. Let's see. This guy should go only like, dude. That was so ridiculous what he did. And honestly, it's not about the fact that like I want to defend Asmongold, but more because I want. Oh, you can't act like that and not be fired. He should be fired just for the purpose of acting like that. To be honest, calling anybody anything when you're labeled to your company is a reason you should be fired. Uh, huh. Hmm. That was kind of a dumb one. All right, let's see. Is there any more about like? Again, I'm looking for specific ones that mention Final Fantasy. It's just so funny to see them. Okay. Uh, let's see. Final Fantasy 14 no longer allowed to mention in offices. A while back, there's an unconfirmed leak that I quote: Final Fantasy 14 is no longer to be mentioned in the offices. We don't allow negativity in the dojo. Is explicitly daily much now. This was after BFA dropped and Final Fantasy 14 really started to gain ground. I won't post due to the link of profanity and leaks that was probably fake, with losers lashing out at Asmongold for playing Final Fantasy 14 with 20k viewers, and the question remains: what do you think towards the attitude for Phoenix Blizzard headquarters? Yeah, they're probably pretty pissed off right now. I mean, I don't know. Let's see. Considering the attitude both to the players and their seemingly steadfast refusal to acknowledge any shortcomings, can Final Fantasy 14 dude, this is honestly, dude, like this is really stupid. Yeah, we've got our fanboys who pull this crap, but the majority of Final Fantasy 14 players admit where things suck. In fact, the people who say ARR is boring and grindy and long are the Final Fantasy 14 players, man. We know where our game is shortcoming. We know PvP isn't really there. We know that ARR can be grindy and boring and isn't the most exciting. We know these things. We know the GCT is slow and the combat is boring in the beginning. We know these things. Hell, I play all the tanks and I'll tell anybody, Gladiator is horrible. Paladin isn't fun till 70. So, like, this is what I mean. Like, this is the bullcrap that they spew on these forums all the time about 14. Is like how we don't admit the truth. And the fact is, the majority of Final Fantasy 14 players admit the shortcomings. We don't like the toxicity. We don't like people being gatekeepers. That's the majority. Alright, if someone calling the other person a-hole and he is, like, to be fair though, I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, when you're actually working for somebody, you can't use profanity, you can't be attacking people, man. It connects to the company. Let's see, what else? Again, guys, this is all within one day. That's what's so funny. Like, there's already a couple posts after one day. I mean, and of course, a lot of this is about. I mean, there'd probably be a lot more because Asmongold went to Final Fantasy 14. Why? Wait, what the hell? They have fates in WoW now? I was confused by that. I was like, why would you ask that question in WoW? Well, I guess they have fates in WoW. Oh, it's gonna be interesting. Is Shadowbringers worth coming back? Simply, the answer is nope. Nope, nope, nope. I do think. I mean, I don't know. I kind of agree. It's a good idea to make people sub. That's the other thing. Like they're all talking about how the Final Fantasy 14 characters are coming and posting on this game, yet you have to literally be subbed to WoW to post here. And that's the funniest thing about when you see something posting about Final Fantasy 14, or people defending Final Fantasy 14 on these, is that it's literally by people who are subbed to WoW. Let's see, what else we got? And I'm sure there's some other ones, like, I mean, like, about the other games. Because the fact is, let's be honest, 14, I mean, WoW is in a pretty bad place right now. And, you know, it's not just in there because of the devs. The devs have been allowed to be lazy. The devs have been allowed to do what they're doing. I mean, the fact is, had people not been such loyal fanboys of the game and demanded things get done in the beginning and actually taken action, like we've seen this coming. We've seen this coming. I bought Battle for Azeroth. I played through Legion. I did like that little story thing for something, I can't remember what it was. But the problem is that when I play WoW, I play it as a solo game. I don't play it multiplayer when I do play it, because the fact is this game is absolutely horrible to play with other people. Okay, horrible to play with people you don't know. And being as I only have one friend who actually still subbed to this game, there's zero reason for me to even play it. And, I mean, it has its points that are really fun, but it just, honestly, when compared to 14, for me personally, it pales. And anybody on these forums are talking about how this game is so much better than 14, honestly, has never tried 14. They just haven't. No, and the one guy who said that he got that Heaven's Ward, dude, that's such bullshit. You don't get to Heaven's Ward and literally don't have any connection to the story. You don't get to Heaven's Ward and talk about how crappy the music is. Like, it's the kind of music that is supposed to be in an MMO. And it's no different. Like, okay, like WoW's Stormwind theme. WoW's Stormwind theme is really good. It fits Stormwind. And the theme in, not Idleshire, oh my goodness, I forgot the city's name. Idleshire is a little area by it, but Ishgard. The theme in Ishgard fits Ishgard, honestly, the exact same way that Stormblood fits Stormblood. Every song in 14 really fits where it's at. I loved the theme to Ul'dah, the Sun theme to Ul'dah, when I first heard it. And there are some songs I don't like, but the fact is, the 2.0 songs, man, those are Nobuo Uematsu. I'm sorry, man, you can't diss that guy. There are certain artists, dude, like, if you just diss these certain artists, you just literally have no class. Because they are actual classic artists. Nobuo Uematsu, oh my gosh, the guy who did Jaws and Star Wars, how to lose his name. I mean, I could literally look them up, but they're just classic, they're classic artists, and you hear them, the Hans Zimmerman, when you hear the music, you know who they are. What's this? Delete star. I mean, I want to see this. What is this? Oh. And say nothing. What's funny is when you do read these forums, like if you haven't gone on these forums and just read them, it's so hilarious because there's so much negativity on these servers towards their own game, and then people bring up, like, it's honestly, I feel like people bring in 14 to just kind of distract the negativism towards the game, and it's kind of ridiculous, to be honest. Like, if you go to anything where, like, one of these where it talks about how bad something is, let's see, let's check this one, let's see if this, well, it only has 10, so probably not. I like how and the fact is, I mean, let's be perfectly honest, man, 14, dude. Here we go, this is 1 minute ago. Let's see what this guy says. See right here, man. Like, look at this. Like, look, they're talking about the game needs a new director. They couldn't disagree more. And the fact is, dude, the game doesn't need a new director. The game needs a new cast almost completely. Almost, because there are probably some really good people who want to do some things. The fact is, they need to, Activision needs to do some cleaning for Blizzard. All right, here we go. CCC. Okay, you're right. Rather than a big collecting things, but the big problem right now is F14 is developing faster than their collecting achievements. And right now, there's more to collect. See again, Final Fantasy 14. This guy is sub to Final Fantasy 14, and boom, right there. There's the post about Final Fantasy 14. And this is gonna piss people off. You're gonna get a lot of posting about how this is, how Final Fantasy 14 and blah blah blah. That's just hilarious, man. This is a guy who plays Final Fantasy 14 and is sub to WoW. Let's see. Oh, this one's about something DC or whatnot. Let's see. It's the Sony PS crowd. What's this? What's it about PS5 and all of a sudden? This is dumb. What is with people talking about like PS5? I mean, WoW's not even on PS5. It's funny. Yes, that was better than Final Fantasy. Like, that's an opinion, man. I don't mind that, man. That's his opinion. Dude. But like, why? Like, dude, like this is ridiculous. Like they just hate on random things. This shows you pretty much where this game is at. So for those of you who are, not understanding why so many people from WoW are coming to 14, this is why, dude. Like, there's just so much hate. Now let's go ahead for some fun. Let's go ahead and jump on over. We're gonna jump over to the Final Fantasy 14 forums, just to see, what negativity we see there. I mean, I'm sure we might see some things about Asmongold that are negative, but that's because people are dumb. Let's see, community. I'm gonna go to mine. Let's go to mine. Let's go to general. Let's just go to general discussion. All right, let's see. Let's see what we got here. Stage 2 resistant weapons. What does this say? See, just a question. Boom, question. Thought for devs, you showed them what they thought. Let's see, this makes me feel good. Old fans who play every Final Fantasy can get their hands on and upload save file to the Lodestone. I mean, this is kind of cool. Like, this would be funny one. This would be pretty fun. I mean, like, good idea here. Got something like, but the problem is, like, how do you upload a save to the Lodestone? The problem is that this doesn't exist. I mean, they just really should, like, this isn't really, like, this doesn't exist. Like, how this is kind of a dumb post. I'm not gonna lie, man. Like, I mean, there's no way you can post that save. I would much rather just see that content in game, like Crystal Tower. Personally, I felt that I loved Crystal Tower because I played Final Fantasy 3. Here we go. Asmongold. Take a look at this one. Asmongold. What do we got here? Let's see. How will the subscription fare with Asmongold? He would have brought something to the game, which will cause subscription. Will he cause subscription loss and therefore break even? Surplus or deficit. Does Asmongold media attention add or subtract from the game? Sorry, my crystal ball went on strike. Let's see. Like this one, I mean, like. I mean, like, The game is getting good. I mean, he's going to give the game a lot of attention. Frogstone. Who's Frogstone? Here we go. Who cares about this person? I like it. Like, this is the post that I like for you know. Like, man, who cares about this person? Imagine talking about someone instead of, I don't know, talking about something more important than homogenized jobs and what job actions will be removed from what next. See, this. I mean, I love this one. I mean, the fact is, this guy's right though. I mean, this guy is actually right because this is literally how it should be treated. This is how it should be treated. And I mean, I figured like we'd see a lot of Asmongold here. Like, and honestly, anybody who leaves, let's be honest, anyone who leaves because Asmongold is playing Final Fantasy XIV are people we don't need in game. Okay. Let's see. Wellington Asmongold's wedding. Like, who thinks he's gonna get wedding? All right, this guy seems to have a boner for. This guy's a boner for Asmongold. I like this one. Boy, this guy's dumb. You guy's really dumb. This guy's really dumb. If you like, come on, man. Like, the guy's huge and he's like the biggest one. All right. Oh, here we go. This is good. I like this. All right, look at this. Look at this. I love it. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what we have a lot of right here, man. Like, attacking our own community for the bull crap they did. This is what I'm talking about, man. This is like, you call this FF community is better than this. I like this, man. I like this. I mean, like, this is what we need, and this is what I'm talking about. This is what like I like to see here, and you see this here, you know. Getting on the consequences, you know. This right here is pretty stupid. I mean, he's true. He knew that what you know. He knew. You know, like it's not really. I mean, like okay, no, I have to agree. Like it is a consequence because of all the crap he said about the game. It doesn't make it okay. But I do hope that the people stop. All right. I see. Content lull. That's because it's at the end of an expansion, dude. So like, I mean, I see the negativity, but I don't see the same negativity. Like, oh yeah, let's see if we can find anything mentioning WoW. There we go. We're gonna see if we can find something mentioning WoW. That's what we're gonna do. See if we can find something mentioning WoW. Because so far we haven't found any WoW comments. So let's see if we can find anything at all mentioning WoW. Let's see. No WoW there. Actually, let's see. Let's search. WoW. Let's see if we can find something here. And see when is the last time. If there is one, I mean, we might find one or two, but I want to see like when it was mentioned. So let's just see if we can find something about WoW real fast. That's if my internet decides it's going to load up. Internet tends to want to take a while. We're going to search. Wow. Show posts. Search. Advanced searched. Ah, here we go. Keywords. Wow. Boom. Search now. internet seems to be going out on me because it doesn't want to work now. I hate when it does this. Here we go. Let's see. Alright. Yes, we all know this community is so toxic. Yes, we all know this community is so toxic, people. It's the WoW that is bad and toxic. Never mind, that's been toxic from day one. But I mean, like, okay. In this case, it's talking about how this is. I mean, this isn't honestly an attack on WoW. It really isn't. Like, this is more talking about how 14 is that toxic people. I mean, that's actually not. I mean, that's actually a post where they're not attacking WoW. Let's see. I'm falling apart for the main views, less streamers. For sticking to it exclusively for the views and got it back. Okay, it's again. Like, this one's connected to Asmongold, so I guess that makes sense. Normalerweise zoeken mich extreme auch nicht die Bron, die kriegen ja schon genug Aufmerksamkeit. Bei Asmongold ist es Jirok in Ashnam, das gleich mehr. Something about Jeremy about Asmongold. Let's see. I'm 26, played about 15 years. We've joined the foreign community weeks ago. Looking for okay, look, I mean, like, again, not attacking anyone. I mean, again, there's no, so far there's no real attacks on WoW itself. And like a lot of these are connected to, you know, I mean, like just like WoW players coming in. So, I mean, he's being talked about in German is so funny. Dang, dude. So I think this shows a major difference between, oh, here we go. Which is quite a heavyweight. I think this shows a major difference between the current opinions on WoW and the current opinions on, I mean, like, and the current opinions that WoW has on 14. It's really funny when you see, like, people are not talking about WoW that much here. And, like, they bring things up, but they don't really, you know, attack too much. And honestly, with the rules that we have, I'm not worried about WoW players, man. If you guys are worried about WoW players, man, don't be worried. But I do think that this is kind of funny to look at. Just the difference between the message boards. I mean, 14 does have, like, you know, their complaints, but they're not sitting there, you know, blasting WoW while WoW, like, if you, just sometime I challenge you guys, go look on WoW and just see how many posts will mention 14 and something. It's hilarious. And then there's somebody, I saw one today saying it's all the 14 fanboys doing it, when you have to literally be subscribed to WoW. If you're subscribed to WoW in 14, you are neither a 14 or a WoW fanboy. But guys, that's going to be it for this video. I thought this would be funny to look at and look at what these are. If you liked it, we could probably do this again sometime. If you liked, leave a thumbs up. If you didn't, leave a thumbs down. Leave a comment. Do whatever. Subscribe to, you know, hit that notification to see when I post. I try to post at least weekly. I do have a job. But I will see you guys in the next video. Stick Future Lane, signing out.